So what does comedy have to do with sales is what you're asking, right? Let me explain it to you. So let's just say you decide, hey, I'm going to go to the local comedy club and I'm going to get up and I'm going to do a set cuz I want to give it a try and I want to try it out. So, you've got the jokes that you've known since you were, a little kid and you think some of them are pretty funny. So what are you going to do? You're going to put together your own set based on what you know, based on what you have, based on all your jokes, maybe even look at some other jokes and create some new ones, and then you're gonna do your bit that you feel is funny, right, based on your thoughts, based on it's funny to you. So now you're like, well, that's pretty funny. So you do it in the mirror, maybe in the bathroom, and you'll say, okay, that was actually pretty good. So now you'll take the next level and you're going to bring it to, say, your wife or your husband, and now you give your skit, your set to your wife, and she's laughing and it's so funny, and you're like, wow, that was amazing, right? But it's your wife or your husband, right? Of course they're gonna laugh. So now you say, well, you know what, I'm gonna take it to the next level. So you're gonna call up maybe a friend and you're gonna share a few jokes with them, and if they're a good friend, they're probably gonna laugh at your jokes and say, yeah, it's pretty good, and they're gonna support you in doing your stand-up bit. So you're like, okay, this is great, I got some good feedback, I'm feeling confident about this. Now I'm gonna go to the comedy club and I'm gonna do my performance. So you get there, and then all of a sudden you get up in front of everybody, and then you're in front of a group and you start your performance, and people just aren't laughing, and you're just like, wow, what happened? Right? So what happened was now you have a different audience. The audience before had connection to you. Your friend just was humoring you. Your wife actually probably thought you were pretty funny. At least in my case, that's how it goes. But now you get an audience that is expecting to laugh, and it's just not funny to them. So, or think of it this way. Let's just say, hypothetically, you went to do the comedy bit, but you went to the wrong place. So instead of going to a place where people are supposed to laugh, you went to a play. So you get up in front of a group of people that are expecting to see a play, but then all of a sudden somebody comes out and starts doing comedy, right? So maybe your stuff was funny, but now all of a sudden you've got the wrong audience, right? So I want you to think about that. You got your content, you also the audience. So if you have the right content, but you're giving it to the wrong audience, that's a challenge as well. So let's just say we got the right content, we got the right audience now. Okay, so now we got the right content, right audience, and we start our performance, and all of a sudden people aren't laughing still, and we're like, what is going on here? Now you realize, is it the content's just not funny anymore, or is it my delivery of the content? Does that make sense? Is it the delivery is not on? Maybe my pauses are not on the right places, or maybe a few of my words are reversed in the way I say them, or maybe it's not, it's the intonation's not correct, right? Because I don't know about you, but have you ever heard somebody, you tell a joke and it's super funny, but then you tell it to someone else and it's not funny because of the way you delivered it? So maybe just the delivery is off. Does this all make sense? So you're asking, why are you telling me this, right? That's that's probably the question you're asking. Because this is sales, my friends. This is sales. And this is what I teach salespeople to do. I teach you to find the right content, the compelling content, and deliver it to the correct audience the right way with the right delivery. Does that make sense? And this takes practice. This takes a lot of skills. This is not just like, hey, I can tell you to do something. So what we do is we work together as a group. Like listen, just imagine you decided, you know what, I'm gonna take up swimming. Let's say you want to become a swimmer. You want to do an Ironman race. I did an Ironman race. I had to learn how to swim. I hired a coach. But let's just say you decided to swim and you say, you know what, I'm going to go hire the best swimmer there is, Michael Phelps. Now, Michael Phelps could show up and you could meet him poolside and he could have a flip chart and he could have graphs and he could have all these materials and he could role model the strokes and he could do everything. But what's going to happen with you? Nothing until you get in the pool and start swimming. It's exactly the same way with this. I can tell you, again, I want you to think about the Michael Phelps. He's the best swimmer in the world, but until you actually get in a pool and start swimming and start doing the work and start seeing how it feels, you're not going to get any result whatsoever. I don't care how much training, how much he teaches you. Okay, that stuff will come in later, but the first part is getting in the pool. It works exactly the same way with sales. My friends, I am the phone coach. That is what I do for salespeople. What I'd like you to do is take a look at the next video, okay, which talks about my coaching. And let's see if you and I, if it makes sense for us, as a matter of fact, to jump on a 30-minute call.